the 19th of May this year, that has always stayed in my mind that I will never forget. And I have told him I have never forgotten it. He said, never forget, he said, that so many young people turned out to support us in these elections. And we must always respect the impatience of the young. What a wonderful thought from a 77-year-old Prime Minister. The impatience of the young is what India is about today. And the impatience of the young is what the UPA government, led by Dr. Manmohan Singh, politically led by Sonia Gandhi, is trying to meet. It's about change. It's about action. It's about immediate progress, which is why so many ministries embarked not on a 5-year agenda, but on a 100-day agenda. That's why you're seeing a flurry of activity in so many places. Why Kamal Nath is running around the planet raising funds for a dramatic expansion of highways. So we're going to build 2 kilometers of highways a day the moment the funds come and we start moving. That's why our power minister is talking about not just doubling, but multiplying our power generation levels by 7 times in the next 25 years. So by 2034, we will have 700% more electricity generated in India than today. That's why Kapil Sibal is rushing forward with all the progress he's making on the education front and coming up with the Right to Education Act for children in the first session of Parliament, and an education liberalisation bill is in the works for the next session, which will see, I hope, institutions of world-class quality feeling free to open their doors in India and attract Indian students without them having to travel here to go there. There is change, there is movement, there is action on every front. We are conscious as a government that the needs of our people are great, that 260 million Indians are still living below the poverty line, and it's a poverty line drawn just this side of the funeral pyre. You know, the UN World Bank poverty line is $1.25 a day, 75 rupees a day. Well, 70% of Indians don't make 75 rupees a day. Our poverty line is drawn more modestly. And in rural India, it's only 360 rupees a month or 12 rupees a day, 30 cents a day. That's the level at which 260 million people in our country are living. So the challenge we need to overcome is huge. And that's why it's so important that we have both economic growth and social justice, that we grow the pie and we distribute the pie. And that's what this government is determined to do, and that what has successfully begun doing in its last attempt as the first UPA government, and which it is able to carry on with conviction the second time around. But in addition to moving that process, we're also determined to make an impact as a country in the 21st century that is prepared now to stand tall on the world stage. We will overcome our problems at home, but we will also use our foreign policy both to benefit the security and well-being of the Indian people and to stand up for the values that India represents globally. One of the things I've been talking about during my visit this week is that while we are pushing hard for a credible reform of the United Nations Security Council, so we can get a new permanent seat that should be created for that council, that in the meantime, to show the world that we're determined to play a responsible role in the international community, we are a candidate for a non-permanent seat in the Security Council, for which elections will take place a year from now. And we are prepared to serve in the years 2011-12 to show that our commitment to the world is effectively demonstrated by the kind of activities we undertake for the UN, and for the world to see what it's missing by not giving India an honoured place of a permanent nature in this body. India is just at this stage ready to take on these responsibilities. It is also a country which is proud of its relationship with all of you. The Indian diaspora in the United States is no small group. You are, if you count everyone of Indian origin, and that includes people who've come via Guyana or Uganda or anywhere else, not just directly from India, you are looking at about almost 3 million people. And these are 3 million people who matter. That's 1% of the US population. But your clout in this country, your impact on the politics of this country, your financial contributions to this country, and your own successes in this country mean that we are conscious that you are our greatest asset here. So when we come, I'm delighted when our Consul General gathers you all together, because he is the Consul General of India, we have an ambassador in Washington, but each and every one of you is also an ambassador of India in this land, and will be whatever passport you have. And we would like you, as our ambassadors, to stand up, as you already do in your professional lives, for the best of what India can be. Each one of you, by being an outstanding banker, an outstanding accountant, an outstanding media person, outstanding in whatever fields you've taken on, each one of you is representing the qualities of excellence that we in India wish to celebrate in our own country and around the world. But equally, when you do well, let's face it, you probably carry, many of you, the American passport and not the Indian one, but somewhere there are people saying, gosh, these Indians, they're damn good. And that's something that reflects well on us too. I remember when I came to this country first as a graduate student back in 1975, there was a stereotype of Indians, and it was the stereotype of the naked fakir lying on a bed of nails, or at best perhaps a Maharaja on an elephant, or most typically the emaciated figure with a begging bowl. Today, what's the stereotype? The stereotype has been formed by your successes. The stereotype has been formed in Silicon Valley, with the extraordinary accomplishments of Indians who have come out of the IITs. So that today, the result is every Indian is assumed somehow to be a mathematics wizard, a computer geek, a software guru. I've actually had a friend who had somebody rush up to him at an airport, anxiously perspiring, saying, you're Indian, can you help me fix my laptop? But take that in stride, because it again is a reminder that being Indian is now synonymous with excellence in this country. And that's something to live up to. As far as we're concerned, we're proud of you. There was a time, I know, when India was rightly accused, 25, 30, 40 years ago, of ignoring its diaspora, of saying, you people have left us, you have left the motherland, why should we care about you? Those days are long since gone. We know that whatever passports you carry, whatever address you have in your return envelopes, that your heart will always belong, your soul will always be shaped by the experience. Some of you might even take the plunge that I took and go back. I'm not saying you should all go back. You're very useful to us here too. But keep coming back in the middle in any case. We need your advice, we need your wisdom, we need your contributions, we need your expertise, we need your support. I can tell you as an ex-NRI that India in many ways is being transformed by the ideas, the vision, the modern management techniques, the international experience and exposure that NRIs have brought back to India. So you too are part of the adventure that is the India of tomorrow. Thank you for doing that. Please stay involved. I'm delighted that you're showing up at these community events, but I hope you will continue to set foot in India from time to time. Give of yourselves to good causes, whether it's charities, whether it's NGOs, working in fields you care about. Give back, because the gratitude is there, and when India changes for the better, just as we are proud of you, we want to be an India that you can be proud of. So let me leave it there. There's a warm dinner waiting for all of us. But again, I'm just delighted to see you all here. India is very much transforming itself into a country you can be proud of. It is on the move. It is making a difference. It is changing every day. You know we have problems. You know we have difficulties. Help us overcome them. We're doing our best. The one thing I can promise you is that in your government today, you have a bunch of people who are not just well-meaning, don't just have their hearts in the right place, they're also determined to make a difference. That's why I went back and got into politics, and we will stand side by side with you, making a difference for a better India. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
The minister was leaving, but I said his job is not yet over. Deepavali